Mercedes-Benz Arena, that's what everyone is playing for. That's what this match has on the line. It's hosted League of Legends in the past. It's hosted PUBG in the past. And in Shanghai, hosted Dota just recently for the International. But finally, a real esport will be there next week. Get your tickets at starladder.major.com.
I'm glad you said it, because I was gonna, but...
The thing is, everyone jumps on me when I do that, but I've made fun of every esport, and Freak from League of Legends, shout out to him, was the only one that was like, oh, it's just banter, I'll banter back. All the rest are like, no,
well, I'd be pretty scared
off,
because we're kind of like everybody's big brother, right? So people must be pretty scared of us because Counter-Strike's been around the longest.
Kind of like the step cousin, but yeah, that's fair.
Well, also the best. But what was pretty good was how G2 played an avant-garde, as we expressed. They just love to default and then execute. Now, what I want to point out here is G2 with Shox and Kenny back within the source days. Now we're going a long way back. You could only really play retake A, right? Jacob, you can attest to this because the flashes were just so potent. So playing this style, dropping back to long, clearing out bedroom, this is what Kenny and Shox, they know. So to give that to Lucky, Amanek, and Jax, give them that understanding and experience should be a very easy thing to do. They made it work. Avantgarde took a little bit too long to adjust in that first half, but still kept it competitive.
I would agree. And that being said, I mean, only being up 3-0, winning the pistol round, that's not enough for Avantgarde, right? Because they know how good the C side from G2 is, and we got to see that as well. They had no problems closing out. Who's just a little bit better now. Maybe he's not really feeling it, but as you said, Dust 2 is a map where you have so much freedom to roam around, you have so much freedom to work around the map, take the peaks that you want to. The good thing for G2 is that they don't really need him with the way they play on Dust 2, especially on the T side. It's not like reliant on him getting the opening frags. He just needs to
time to earn our stories. Terrorists. Let's move! Together we can do this. Terrorists. Let's roll. Get ready. This is a free fire zone. Counter-terror. No more talking. Now we fight! Terrorists. Move it! Terrorists. Stay frosty. Terrorists. Now is the time. Let's go, let's go! Terrorists. Go, go, go! Terrorists. All right, gentlemen, this is it. Terrorists. Let's go have some fun. Move it, move it. Terrorists. Move it, move it. We are Oscar Mike. Push, push. Come on, let's go! Push, push, push! Go, go, go! Nice work, man. Terrorists. Lock and load. Move! Terrorists. We are Oscar Mike. Let's go. Terrorists. Let's go, everyone. Terrorists. We must work together. Let's move out. Let's go.
От тоді.
Go, go, go. Together we can do this.
Fox and Kenny are there, but great from Buster at the moment. Tries to stuck himself into the wall. This could be a problem for Flash. He does get the dink, but that's not enough. Kenny, he only gets the one. Now they can accelerate in towards B. There is not a single man there to receive them.
Yeah, they won't be going for this. And That's going to be another round for Avangar here. Hasn't worked out for them. That's 2 for 2 now. Looked here, he was able to fall down and didn't necessarily have to swing there. They still had smoke. And that would have been the better approach. Less risk for sure. Going around that half wall, you don't know what's on the other side. Smoke him out, force him towards A. At least you've got solid intel there, but once more, a little bit chaotic. One committed towards the half wall. Kenny was behind the sandbags, flashed, and it all fell apart very quickly.
Aggression clearly not what they're hoping for. Is Buster going to be able to get away from this one? I think he's just about fine. So, aggression falling flat twice for G2 on the B side up on the map. It's unlikely that Vanguard are going to be given the gift of that fight again.
Let's roll.
It's good to see that we have got a sound from Buster.
CT time. Start 3-0 in their favor.
Could use some help.
Decisions have to be made. Do they want to invest heavily?
Quiero tryhard. Ok. Quiero tryhard. Dale, bebé. Arre. Hablamos por favor. Ahora no ratito. Va.
Incendiary.
No, ahora en un ratito. Es que no me quiero desconcentrar, ¿me entendés? Porque quiero rankear. Yo, what's up, guys? How are you?
Hello, white, go B.
Let's play 2v2 1 mid. I'm going B, okay? I'm in A. Okay. Che, Flar, dropeame la skin. Necesito la skin power.
Lock and load.
Flash long.
Short. Big new. Coming A.
Holy shit. They rushed short on one city.
Nice. I don't see. Side. Both side. The other one's short. To your right.
Defusing the bomb.
Nice try, boy. Nice try. Two fucking assists. Oh my god. It's okay. Let's hold positions. I'm going A again.
Yep.
Form up. Let's go. Grenade.
B. Flash B. Nice help.
One too long.
I was
One
flashed.
What the fuck? Purple.
Cállate ahí yo.
We eco, so we need to buy right now, so we can win a round.
Oh, guess not.
Go now.
I play eco.
Let's go.
I play eco again then.
Grenade out.
Long. Nice try. You can save maybe because you don't have the fuse kit. Guys, don't worry. We got this.
Let's get this over with.
I'm gonna play off.
Throwing fire. Incendiary out. Fire in the hole.
I'm watching short.
There's one B tunnels.
Short.
Forty health in tunnels with an AWP.
Bomb. This may be rotating, I don't know.
You check long?
I took short, yeah.
Short.
One of them has 40 health. And an AWP.
Short.
I check short.
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 يا اخو الشرموطة كس امك.
Last one 40 health and has an AWP.
Flare, qué buena info, loco.
De nada.
His city.
Mid.
He's down. He's fucking down. I got this, dude. Flare, loco. Te amo.
You sure? Thank you. Maybe I'll get a kill this round, who knows?
Who knows?
Anything can happen.
Anything gonna happen, dude.
Let's go, people.
I'm gonna watch mid.
Mid clear.
Throwing fire.
Maybe B.
Incendiary.
Long clear.
Throwing smoke.
Wait. Let me get the fuck.
Throwing a grenade.
Go flash, go.
Flashbang.
Bomb with us.
Flashbang.
One B tunnels lower.
Flashbang.
One mid. White box.
Nice, clear. Guys, I feel like masturbating right now. Can we take a time out? I feel like masturbating. I feel like I wanna masturbate. Thank you! Be right back. Can anyone give me a name to masturbate to, like Sasha Grey, something?
Sasha Grey?
Sasha Grey or Lisa Ann? Tell me name, fast.
Kim Kardashian.
Thank you. Oh my god, Kim Kardashian, dude, she's so sexy.
This ass. Big ass. Yes.
Flare, le estoy metiendo bien fuerte. Ok. Ok, nice. I finished.
I have to wipe down my computer screen, wait.
Move it.
Green, you don't have a gun? Oh, wait, yeah, I do.
Mid AVP.
I hit him through the wall.
Incendiary out.
Nice.
Deploying flashbang.
Be clear, tunnel.
Can flash for you.
Grenade out.
They have B site, by the way. They could rotate easily.
Nice one. Déjamelo.
Flashing.
Uno
Nice.
dice gracias, Flare.
Ese uno no soy yo.
Holy shit, dude. That was amazing.
No.
I'm gonna watch Tom mid, okay?
Knock. I check the long.
Maybe I time out for another masturbation.
We're wasting time. Let's go.
No.
Fire in the hole.
Flash long.
Throwing fire. Grenade. Throwing fire. Laying down smoke. Throwing smoke.
Easy. You bought blue. You bought. Да ладно.
Where's the last one?
Maybe. Yellow.
Deploying flashbang.
Flashing.
One stay A, one stay B, please. Cover side. Purple, you go fast B. B.
Oh, what the fuck?
Bomb has been planted. Throwing flashbang. Terrorists win.
Upper belt.
I can buy.
No. We're doing good, we got this. I'm gonna watch Tom mid, okay?
Let's go.
Goddamn, I need you to focus a bit. I can't be carrying the whole game, okay?
I'm focusing, dude, don't worry.
Incendiary out.
I'm watching shot.
Grenade out.
Nice. Maybe one going short, huh?
Car,
Throwing
T-base car.
flashbang.
Yeah, not bad.
Careful.
flashbang.
Maybe short. One this one up.
I think they're going... No.
Nice one, Bliet. Last one tunnel, maybe.
His bomb is down.
He's saving up.
He's on T-spawn.
Flag,
He's AFK.
puedo comer la chota.
Sí.
You said you carry all game, but for me, dude, I'm gonna fuck you up right now, and I'm gonna top score.
I don't think so.
No, voy a jugar en serio. Okay, I'm going, eh?
This is what we trade for.
Never mind, I'm watching mid.
Throwing fire.
One is safe.
Oh, you said no one. Push short.
Not, lower tunnel.
Grenade out.
And I go and B.
AVP under.
Incendiary.
Last one tunnel, I'm sure. Sí, Flare.
Yeah, he's on the left.
Flare, una pregunta.
Sí.
Si te mando nudes, ¿me das tu knife?
Buah, no sé,
Pero nudes que tengo,
Esto es difícil.
Bueno, dale, después me sí.
Lo voy a tener que pensar.
Vale.
Throwing a grenade. Grenade out. Incendiary out.
Celo. Nice John Wick.
Laying down smoke. Throwing fire. Flashbang.
Please have one. I must go.
Total domination.
Kierownik Messi, where are you from, bro?
I'm from Poland.
Poland Gilsar BQ. Do you know SKTV?
Yes, SKT.
SKT. I used to listen SKTV. I used to masturbate to the Polish girls.
Let's move out.
You from?
I'm from Argentina, but I live in Jordan, Middle East.
Throwing flashbang.
Yeah, yo soy argentino, papá. Me gustan las chicas y me gusta la pija. ¿Escuchaste eso, Flyer?
Claro.
Sácatelo de la puta mente.
Pero a mí no me gustan las chicas pijas.
Throwing
A
fire.
mí también, tío, la C-Trap.
Boost me, blue, behind you. I
iPhone?
say, boost me.
Deploying flashbang.
Boost me. Boost me.
Blue scarring, bleed. Very nice.
This guy's still AFK.
Info, info. Info?
Anarchy.
Where?
Below.
Going where?
He's long.
Total domination.
Okay, can someone drop me a K or something? Okay, never mind. I'm gonna kill them.
We're wasting time. Let's go. Smoke. Grenade out. Throwing fire. Flashbang. Fire in the hole.
What the hell?
No, 2B, last 2B.
Incendiary out.
It's slow. Oh my god. Flyer. Flyer de mi vida. Flyer, ¿te gusta como juego?
Arte.
Arte, tío, arte.
Go.
¿Está soleado en Alemania?
¿Cómo?
Grenade out.
One tag. Kurwa!
Match. Sorry, I hit.
Are they, is last one long as well?
I will masturbate to my ace. Look.
Play SKTV and
And yes. Allaribari, don't touch it, cherry.
Grenade. Fire in the hole. Incendiary. Grenade out.
B. Dobra, idę.
Throwing fire. Bomb has been planted.
I flash for you, ya Jorge. Okay.
Defusing. Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win. This is our day. Throwing fire. Laying down smoke.
I was smoking, sorry. Flyer,
Throwing a grenade.
totalmente diferente.
Info.
All short.
Oh, Flyer, te quiero chupar la chota.
Bomb has been planted.
Flyer, te quiero chupar la chota, loco. RT, che lo c'ho per là sotto.
Defusing.
F1, please. Bro, what's your name, bro?
Arthur.
Arthur, please, I need to fuck a Polish girl.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Okay, rush long, I flash.
I rush short.
Let's go.
Easy one taps.
Ooh. Fuck that.
I'm throwing a grenade.
Nice.
Long.
Only one taps, only one. Why you still Arthur, I'm gonna fuck your mom.
Okay. Fuck hard.
I can.
Okay.
No. Take, go. Let's go long again.
Free.
One
Someone
mid, two mid,
flash for me.
Throwing a flashback.
one under low.
I didn't flash.
They're low in long.
City one. Blue, nice.
Gangbang.
I am planting the bomb.
One tap is dead. I carried this game.
Let's go. Flashback. I'm throwing a flashback.
They stop. One B.
Fuck. More flash, kurwa. No nie.
One tag team mid city.
Throwing fire.
Total domination.
I go solo A. Go B.
Let's go.
One tag B.
B is open, come on.
One short, one T-spawn.
Dawaj, B. Czysto zielony green. Clear, come on, plant fast. Oh my god,
Mid.
oh my god.
Total domination.
Blue, drop me. Blue. Blue, drop. Blue, drop. Blue, drop.
Forward.
I'm going for up.
Smoke. I'm throwing
Contact
smoke.
mid.
Long.
We've lost the bomb.
Careful.
Pit.
Throwing fire.
And smoke.
Bomb double door. You're gonna find him in double door, okay? Easy kill. Easy, easy, easy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You will fuck him and we all win.
Bueno, tengo que comer y luego después va.
O sea, juego una.
Sí.
Dale, dale, boludo.
MGE.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point in
You
complaining?
don't want to spit the gum out on the
Precisely.
screen, so you
Yeah.
have to make sure you're ready to talk.
And of course, it makes your jawbone pop for all those Reddit comments and threads.
Well, that's a good point.
Yeah,
Is
got
that
it.
how you got your look?
That's all it is. Yeah.
Just chewing gum.
I've been, you know,
Alex does it while he sleeps as well. That's the secret. He's like
Constantly.
always grinding. Like, that's how he got that chiseled structure.
speaking of chewing gum,
Go on.
this is an interesting
We're going
one.
deep down the rabbit hole on this one.
Yeah, I'm so glad we're talking about it because, you know, I actually recently found out that a member of the Counter-Strike talent team regularly swallows chewing gum.
Now, I have heard that as well.
What do you think about that?
That's more of a dietary choice, I think, more than anything.
Like 20 calories a pop, I imagine. or something.
Yeah, like when you're watching your figure, I think that's what they're going for.
I remember.
But, I don't know. I wouldn't want to comment, really. I do not recommend that at home to
No,
anyone.
please don't do that.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I remember
Really
as a
bad
kid,
idea.
you know, you were told that it lives in your stomach for like 900 years. I think it was a little exaggerated, but
How would they ever find that out?
I guess, you know, there's this thing called like science where they tend to do like
Yeah.
experiments and
They just cutting people over and go, right, there's a chewing gum.
found
It's
the
probably
chewing
been
gum.
there for a good 4 years at this point.
someone's doing the autopsy.
Yeah,
It's like,
how old-
years of
how
chewing gum
old
in
is
here.
this chewing gum?
It's like
How
it's
how
like
would they
trees.
age it?
You can just date it. Like, I see this is the Wrigley's from 2001 edition.
They stopped making that flavor in 1997,
Yeah.
so there we go. Anyway, we've gone way too deep in the chewing gum
Sorry.
situation, but the game hasn't started yet, so do not fear. It is going to be the second map if you're just joining us. This is our 2-1 game, so no losers, generally speaking, but it's not the greatest feeling going into the 2-2 bracket. There's some scary teams potentially going to be down there.
Certainly.
You want to try and get through as quickly as possible, I think that goes without saying, as Avangar are looking good for the second map. It was Na'Vi that just took the first off MIBR on Mirage. It was actually a 16-11 game, so it sounded like it was pretty close.
Right, and I just want to remind everyone that Vanguard's win versus Liquid was on Overpass.
That's a great point. Yes, that is the third map here. And G2, they played a lot. They've had some great success on that map this year. But Avangar taking down Liquid on what I'd call their home map. That's when we've started to notice Adren's implementation towards the coaching role. And overall, that's actually quite daunting for G2 if it gets there.
The only Overpass we've seen from G2 was their opening game. It was a best of one versus Na'Vi on Overpass. So, I mean, they've some big scalps taken by both of these teams
Yes, that's
on
right.
that third map. We'll see if we get to see it. Technical pause at the moment. We thank you for your patience. You want to make sure that everyone is satisfied.
Are you satisfied right now?
I am, actually. And now I kind of am craving chewing gum. I mean, I don't want to be bringing it back up. Let's not get lost in that again, but Kind of fancy it, and it does look like we're jumping straight back into the action. It looks like we're seeing a pistol round. It is 9-6. Welcome back to the Counter-Strike.
Yes, back to the games for sure. Here we go. Back into a little bit of a duel there towards middle. We will see no damage really exchanged though. James takes one bullet to the knee. And at this point, it's going to be a fast move from G2 up towards that quad position, and Sanji flash, but still looking confident.
You get into the site. Amanek does descend from the heavens, and he's sent straight there as well. Bullet from Sanji. Oh, he can hear the steps. He knows there's one above him. They've got access to the site, but they didn't choose to get that bomb down. Sanji's presence known. Buster and Adren trying to come from the library side. It is just the two remaining now. G2, they know how to give these bursts of aggression. They know how to execute them well, that's for sure. Using those numbers, the Glock train has no brakes. Oh, Buster. He is not done. He wants to try and find a way into the site. They're tucking themselves in nicely, though. Real tight, like hotel sheets. And another one from Buster. It's all onto him, looking to go for the 1v2. They stabilize with a double kill, respectively, for Shox and Jax. Last two remaining. And if they continue this trend, I mean, G2 winning the first pistol and converting into the full 3, if they do so again, Vanguard's lead will be nullified.
I have a question.
Yeah.
The hotel sheets analogy, is that something you use commonly?
Do you not find yourself every time
I
you get
know exactly what you mean. It was a good one. I was like, did you reach into the
No,
darkness to pull that
that's
out?
a brand new one, yeah.
Is it? That's great.
Thanks.
I would have said like tight as a drum is normally my go-to.
Oh, because drums are quite tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
But no, I know what you mean.
I'm so glad it made sense, because I really wasn't sure. Nice work from Kick It. They run down middle, and it should just be shooting gallery for Lucky, just going to spray away at these unarmored opponents. I'm going to stop squealing. Nice handle with the Glock as well to finish things off. And so G2, they get the initial conversion, but that does mean a Vanguard coming in hot, right?
Yes, and they'll be having M4s and an AWP. Buster, he doesn't waste any time. He purchases that straight away. He had it
Didn't
just
hesitate.
over enough, and Sanji could get a secondary up if they really wanted it. I don't think they will. They don't seem to be a team that requires that to win rounds, so they'd rather have utility here. So a pretty useless round, nothing to report here. They got one kill. It removes a bit of cash from G2 overall. But yes, they'll know they'll be buying into this one. And James has the AWPs. We dropped it as well, so he gets a helmet as well.
Unarmored MP9.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, Buster had to be the martyr of that round, as he'll be just MP9, no grenades, nothing else. James, like, I can give you an MP9. How about that?
How does that sound?
Like, is that fine?
Wow, the sacrifices people making for their stars.
There's been a lot of that. Like,
yeah.
I remember even up to 2 years ago, we were just saying like, all the time, like Na'Vi, the prime example, right? They never seem to have the correct weapons in the right hands, but don't really see that too much these days.
This could be a burst out of apartments, likely sending Amanek to strafe towards the quad instead. Adren's back's turned, and so is Jax. He looks to punish, gets them both. The off position from Adren, it works oh so wonderfully, but they haven't got the round yet. Sanji's looking to ensure it, but Kenny's back in the kill feed, gets himself the second of the round. Let's not forget that armor. There is none on Buster. James Orp did nothing. These sacrifices Vanguard have made could come back to haunt them.
But they do have a player waiting in the corner with the unarmored MP9. They won't necessarily detect him there. If Sanji can show enough presence to this point, that's a good Molotov to be fair. He'll be flushed out. He might be taken down, but he actually gets the frag. I feel like Kenny won't be checking Buster's position at all. If he kills Sanji, he's going to assume it's clear, which he does. Does he check the corner? I don't think he will.
Buster, he can't really move a muscle. He makes noise if he leaves that box. He's just going to have to lie
no
and
way
wait.
check this.
Hope Kenny doesn't check it. Yep. Presents himself.
He saw him!
Oh, no! Buster gets it! No armor needed! Yeah, I'm feeling the same as Mr. Whiteshirt. Face palm.
It was such a beautiful setup there. It was a bit of a gamble from Avangard to have that many players on the site. There was like 4 towards the pit and the bomb site there. And there's no way after kill that player towards the site, you just assume it's the B player that resides. He's rotating in from the apartments or top or middle, something like that. And even with just MP9 and armor, I think that was a bit of a 4x3 situation. I was watching it on my screen very closely. I'm in game as well. And Kenny did see him in our 16:9 ratio, but maybe he didn't quite catch him.
He does play back bars, yeah.
So that could be why.
Charging up Banana, James in a spot of bother, flashed and locked out. He
gets away.
Gets out of that one. They couldn't punish. I think the smoke there was enough to guise his escape, albeit a bit of a messy one. There is a lot of SMGs into round 19 for both sides. A flash and a push from Buster lets them call that perhaps he should send Sanji back towards side of A, but already charging up the smoked off library and Arch. He's completely locked out. He's just going to have to put some speculative bullets through the smoke. A is all on Adren. He's gone now already. G2, this round should be theirs. Shox has arrived in a big way, but now Jane does the trade. Buster will upgrade his weapon a little bit. Jane can't quite connect to just the tag for now. Manetkin Apps connects onto Buster.
back and forth action here. G2 making it work though, and looks like the save will come in. It's their most valuable asset. James AWP on the CT side of Inferno. Only got 9 points of health. I know it is a bit of a meme these days, but this is totally justifiable save.
Yeah, definitely. G2, they brought higgledy-pickledy round and come out with the 9th.
Still, not going to feel all that confident because lucky still with the CZ, Mac 10 for Jax, CTs. Sure, their money's going to be weak, but they've got an AWP, and another G2 player gets dropped there. Mac 10 recovered. 1 rifle, 1 SMG. Jane with the AWP. Sanji upgrades his SMG to an AK, denying the T's to exit with that weapon. But we did say we would take a pistol victory. G2 to have a look into this one. They did lose that 3rd round, but bounce back here. But I wouldn't be surprised if Avangard can justify a force. What do they want to go for? 3 USPs, not feeling it. Gonna try and keep money strong. Still every chance they win this. Jane might be able to pick towards second middle like Kenny did before. Keeping it pretty standard for now. There it is. He goes for it. Flash is decent, gives away his position. He might even go towards B now.
Yeah, perhaps a bit more of a spurt.
Yeah, he does. He's gone through towards Arch already. So he's going to transition over. Thing is, Kenny plays the exact same way James does. Like dynamic, show presence, rotate. They'll be aware of that mindset, and you can see him still committing towards A, even though he just peeked middle.
They're not falling for it. Adren, this worked with a rifle. I don't think it's going to work with the USP already. Jax has made light work of the A site. Just walked in with a Mac 10, says, I'm having this and that.
That's so well read. This is like an evolution of the game now, because that used to work so much. You'd go shoot a shot towards middle, especially second middle, then run towards B,
right.
Be ready and waiting. But as I said, so many top AWPers using that sort of mentality, and that it's quite readable at times. These kills, not worth chasing, to be honest. I guess Jame is a valuable target, but he's going to be burrowed away somewhere, yeah, all the way towards T-spawn. It's only his teammates that are actively hunting with the USPs.
Burrowed. For some reason, I'm visualizing like a Diglett with an AWP.
Send us your best photoshops, I guess.
Sure, if you fancy it. I've seen some terrifying Diglett theories.
I know,
have
so
you seen
have I.
them?
Yeah, I have.
Like the idea of what's beneath
Yes,
the earth?
yeah.
Oh my god.
Quite disturbing.
Yeah. It's my Face It profile background.
Is it really?
It is.
Other services are available, but...
one of the many.
One of the many.
10-10 the score. So G2 coming into their T side and making quite the statement. Picking up the pistol did certainly give them the advantage into the stomp of the second. Let's see that from Jax's POV. Sandy's back was completely turned, and yeah, he didn't have the support of Adren. He didn't have the weapon really to support.
Yeah, well, we are all tied up. Jame, of course, has saved the AWP. They took the eco in the previous round, saved the weapon, and here we go. Double AWP setup. Speculating about that earlier. It is going to come through. Flashbang is decent. Jame will have to fall back. Completely flashed off there. And they're committing fast with this one. Got the Mac 10. Going to keep the pace nice and fast here, Alex. Oh, that Molotov, not really ideal.
Okay, softens him up a little bit, and Jame, that is so damn quick. Lucky plucked from the air, and Kickett's there to support with the bomb now in his grasp. This one, with so much time still on the clock, should be over. Can he changes things? Catches Adren's descent.
So who's left on the bomb site? It's actually Sanji, alone for now. He's going to be tucking himself in towards the corner. He has a smoke and a decoy, but the bomb's down in towards that arch, so he's relatively safe. They don't really have a reason to wrap the site here, especially now, 4-on-2. Don't see much wiggle room here for G2.
Double AWPs, and it's James that makes such an impact. Kickett there with support as well. Just wrapping this one up. Could have been the transfer from Kenny, not to be. And so Avangard find themselves the most minimal of leads. Very even kill distribution for Avangard so far. 6 separating top from bottom. Buster from Adren. Shocks on the microphone, calling their 3rd tactical pause now.
Yes. Yeah, they can definitely buy here. They're just trying to work out what the problems are now. They know there's a secondary AWP out of this point, so execution play is going to be first point in their agenda. Work out how to nullify the AWPs, get close to the bomb sites. We know they like the Mac 10. That's actually super viable against these double AWP setups. You can drop loads of smokes, send the Mac 10 in first to cause a bit of a ruckus, and then even use that to fake. So this looks to be maybe a bit more of just a tactical pause. I can see Malek chatting to the admins there, so maybe having a bit of an issue here. So we'll take a bit of a pause here. It's 11-10 in our second map.
these breaks in the player, I always try and put myself in the player's shoes.
Yeah, it certainly adds to the tension because you cannot talk to each other when this technical pause is occurring. So you just sit there, you can't talk via text. You're not really allowed to point to your screen or make any gestures. You just have to sit there silently.
I think they usually get a little bit more leeway in terms of just making silly faces at each other about the like 20-minute mark, you know, when we've got one of those with the mice type situations.
Yeah, sometimes if it takes too long, I would have to like the 15-minute mark. That's when headsets will come off and the seat starts to recline. Back they go, just like this, Alex.
Wow, what seat is that? That's a nice recline you did there.
Well, maybe you can read the name on the back of it. What does it say?
Of course I can. Oh, it says Secret Lab. You can sit like the pros in a Secret Lab chair.
I feel quite professional right now.
I've never tried casting in the JDM style. Not anymore, by the way. You see this announcement?
No,
he ain't lounging anymore, man.
There's no more lounging.
I mean, he kind of built his brand around it. Don't want to say that that's the...
Wasn't he telling us that it was best for his actual back and posture and stuff?
It is the best for your posture.
So how come he stopped it then?
Probably because he realized that it's
very
hard to play. It's very hard to play the rifle.
That far away.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I felt like he couldn't pivot with his arm to rifle as effectively as he could.
It's good for posture, but not so good for in-game fragging, perhaps.
Gaming, not known to be the best for your health. These players, of course, professionals in and out of game. Certainly, as the game continues to grow. I've seen so many Counter-Strike players in that gym. Everyone, every team.
Grinding away.
Taking care of their physical health, yeah.
Are you spotting them? Helping them out?
Yeah, man. No, I'm quietly sitting in the corner with my shoes off. Everyone kind of judged me for that, but I'm a socks in the gym.
Yeah, it works. You know, nice foundations there, natural.
Don't want to get sweat in your hype beast shoes.
Well then, here we go. Round 22. Could all come crashing down here for Avangard. They'll lose this map. 2-0 for G2. Boost is decent there. Nice flick from Buster, but couldn't quite find the head. Yeah, 5-on-4 to kick things off here.
That's a really good way to break the double AWP. So boost into the peak crosshair.
Pick him with the AK. You're going to be happy with that one.
No complaints. Plenty of smokes up at the moment. It will just be a little bit of a moment's break. Now Jack's looking to line up another one. Shocks as well. Jane will be smoked off. He might try and put one bullet through, and he connects. Shocks down. 4 versus 4. They start their advance. Adrian on the box. Jax isn't ready for it. Bombs now loose. The CTs are handling this with grace. Lucky looking to change things, though. The tides of battle do not shift. Amanek, the only one to fill the kill feed for his squad. Jumps into the jaws of James, just Kenny. Close quarters. Sanji's going to swing on that. Lovely work from a Vanguard in round 22.
Well then, getting the opening pick. 5-on-4, G2 fully commit towards the A site. Jane with a little bit of luck and skill thrown in. He will manage to pick one of them cleanly through this. That's snappy as well. Very confident that was going to land. Absolutely spot on. Takes a player down. Forces
Let's roll.
Hello? What are we dropping? I don't know. Depends what you do.
Proceed to safety. The first wave of missiles are incoming.
Nice. Okay. Teammates coming. There's a gun here. TV on Mac 10. And window. That's two. Last smoke. Just full back. Okay, full back. Do you want it?
Supply drop incoming.
People, shift. Just wait. Let's do. Go on. Oh my god, man. What's up? We're running. Go on. That's another. And one, he just dropped out. One sec. That's a drop. So just drop from there. That's alright for her. Go.
Six enemies remaining. There's just us left, son.
Okay.
5 enemies remaining.
Somewhere. And there's people down in the
4 enemies remaining.
and people behind us.
3 enemies remaining.
One more.
1 enemy remaining.
June health.
Health mod. Stunner. Nice.
An impressive performance. Well, thank you in advance for your continued participation. Let's roll.
Hello, hello. Hello. Fuck you, bitch. Hello. Bunny Bunny, my habibi. Walaikum salam. Alhamdulillah. Habibi.
The first wave of missiles are about to be fired.
People here, people here. Yalla habibi.
Around. We know him to be aggressive. We know him to be constant, especially in the toilet area, where he re-aggresses in the middle of the rounds, and I think that's going to be very
Let's
important
roll.
too.
primed. Wave 1 firing is about to commence.
deciding map.
There's an argument there to let Kenny live and make sure he gets no money for the next round, but it wasn't worth giving up your own life there, especially if you're a drone of armor. So there it is, final kill comes through. G2 took the first frag against them, courtesy of Jame, but Shock's got the fadeaway kill. Up towards A they went. We said they had decent map control. They chuck in the smoke, the flashbang, but frags coming in thick and fast for Adrent and Buster there as we get into 4 MP9s, 1 M4, and a force buy on the French side as well. Something about French teams on overpass with force buys, it seems to work for them. Good grenades towards middle. Jame essentially swallows that, and down to 43 HP.
I could want him later into this round. Sanji getting himself some nice control, pushed up off short. CTs will be hearing that utility. Flashbang in the distance towards long. Of course, don't have the information as to how many people were behind that utility. Another one leaves the hands. This time I think it's a smoke towards the mouth of long. Gives them a chance to set up, flash through it. It's a very long and tenuous link, but kind of similar to what we were talking about on Dust 2. You create a temporary wall and then execute through it. You've got to get the timing right. Jame thought he had with the Molotov. No one's there though. Instead, they are all right next to Adren and he's just mowing them down. The MP9 works wonderfully for the first two. Into Buster's M4 though. Kenny, he can't do much about this. This is a great hold from a Vanguard.
Yeah, they're looking very strong here, Alex, and it's going to be the 4 versus 2 now. Lucky and Shocks trying to find any sort of openings they can. Kickout still towards the bathroom position. Has been spotted now. Shoxy needs to wait for his opportunity to nail the shot. And unfortunately for him, it never arose, and he'll be lucky left towards long. CZ MP9 helmet. It's actually a pretty good look overall, but
let's roll.
Come on, man.
Grab your gear, let's go.
Double.
Bomb has been planted.
Nice.
Using the bomb. Counter-terrorists win. Be careful. Let's all make it home tonight. Smoke.
Maybe window. Double up. Double.
Terrorists win. Lock and load.
Single. Double. No?
Terrorists win. Go, go, go. Throwing fire.
Single there. Report.
Terrorists win.
Please, your question.
Bomb has been planted. Let's go. Putted upperbelt, putted upperbelt.
Grab your gear, let's go. Laying down smoke. Molotov. Grenade. Flashbang. Terrorists win. Let's go, my brothers. Decoy. Counter-terrorists win.
Please info, man. Why no info?
Forward.
Shit.
Counter-terrorists win. We must work together. Smoke! Molotov! Counter-terrorists win.
We go in the sound cues.
45 seconds. Got two smokes, a flashbang, a Molotov available. Bomb on the back of Lucky here. just trying to sniff out any rotating T's. He lands the shot there. Kick out with the AWP, takes Jax down to 16. See him shaking his head now. 30 seconds. What's the final play here, Alex? It looks like they might be done.
That smoke lands on the site. That one for Heaven. Oh, Adrenaline sees Lucky lining up the smoke, and it's just going from bad to worse for the French. A Vanguard. All they need is Kevlar and pistols to pick that one up. Adren, of course, with the M4 delivered in this double kill capacity. 6-2. That's their third tactical pause, Henry. They are completely shaken.
Yeah, they're shrinking at this point. They can feel it as well. This hasn't gone to plan. And is that 3 back-to-back timeouts now?
Hello. Rushing?
We must win. No more talking. Now we fight! Smoke! Activating the bomb.
What's your rank, man? Mid,
We
yeah.
kill them all. Throw a smoke. Bomb has been planted. I'm throwing fire. Smoke. Terrorists win. This is what we have been working for. Lantern. Bomb has been planted. Throwing fire. Terrorists win.
Dropping bomb plus. Thank you.
This is easy. We kill them and then we go home. I'm planting.
Go kill him, FK.
Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win. This is our fight. I'm planting the bomb. Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win. Grenade! Flashbang! Together we can do this. Grenade out!
Go plan. Okay.
Terrorists win. Be careful. Let's all make it home tonight. Deploying decoy. Counter-terrorists win.